Yeah, I know. But this story still keeps making news. Now, before I get into what the new rumor about Sasha Banks specifically, my thoughts on what these two did. Here's what I say. On one hand, from a professional standpoint, you don't do what they did. You don't walk out on your job in the middle of a show. That would be like me walking out on the middle of a newscast because I didn't like something going on with the TV station or something. On the other hand, am I going to sit up here and call both of them, especially Sasha, divas? They should have just sucked it up or this and that and disparaged him. No, because to be quite honest, a lot of their rumored gripes are legitimate, in my opinion. They're legitimate. I just felt the way they handled it was completely wrong and completely unprofessional. But am I going to call them names? No, if that's the case, Stone Cold Steve Austin should be shamed just as much as Tony Storm most recently, because she pretty much did the same thing. She just walked out without really no notice. She basically did the same thing. And now she's in AEW and you barely see her. But onto this subject. The new rumor on Sasha Banks is that this anger towards WWE has actually been brewing for quite a while. Long before the Naomi blow up with the Women's Tag Team Championship, which, let's be honest, WWE could give two craps less about those belts. I mean, they barely care about the women's singles belts. They don't even care about women's wrestling, I don't believe. I mean, and they could definitely care less about those tag belts. Vince McMahon barely cares about the men's tag team belt. But that's a whole other topic. But getting back on subject, Sasha Banks apparently has had a new grudge ever since WrestleMania. Well, before WrestleMania. Originally, she was supposed to be in the SmackDown Women's title match against Charlotte one-on-one. Reportedly, both Sasha and Charlotte were disappointed when it was changed to Ronda Rousey. And honestly, I can understand where she was coming from. If she was told one thing and then you said, "Oh, change your plans. We're putting Ronda Rousey in your spot." Even though Ronda Rousey has not been around in the last, since WrestleMania 35? And she was supposedly had a 3-year contract, but now all of a sudden she pops up and she wins the Rumble and gets a title match, which I can understand her frustration there. But I get where WWE's coming from, but this, in a way, is their own fault. They rely on these outsiders, even though she is signed to a contract, referring to Ronda Rousey. They rely on these outsiders to sell their product when they should be relying on their homegrown stars. Again, that's a whole nother debate. But she draws eyes to the product. But that's also why the SmackDown title match between Charlotte and Ronda Rousey decidedly sucked. It did. I'm sorry. I mean, if you look at the the 3 women's matches that were highlighted on WrestleMania, the ones involving Sasha and, of course, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair were easily the better matches compared to Charlotte and Ronda, which reportedly on the lows, Charlotte, while she was professional and did her job, Charlotte was disappointed because I imagine she would have much preferred to face Sasha as opposed to Ronda. Because Ronda, while she is a great athlete, it's like watching paint dry. But word is, she has had a grudge with them ever since that change was made. So this is going back several months. Now, as for where Sasha Banks has been and Naomi has been, well, we don't know about Naomi, but we do know about Sasha Banks. Check out this little clip from a concert that she recently was at. Here she is dancing on stage with DJ Steve Okai. I hope I pronounced his name right. And Snoop Dogg's son. Well, check this out and I'm out.